How did the Panic of 1873 affect Reconstruction efforts? Have you ever wondered how a financial crisis can change the course of history? The Panic of 1873 is a perfect example of this. This severe financial crisis began with the failure of J. Cook and Company, a major bank heavily involved in railroad construction. This failure triggered a chain reaction that led to numerous bank failures, business bankruptcies, and skyrocketing unemployment. By the year 1876, around 18,000 businesses had failed, and unemployment reached as high as 14% nationally. In urban areas like New York, the unemployment rate was even higher, hitting about 25%. This economic turmoil had a direct and significant impact on Reconstruction efforts in the South following the Civil War. Reconstruction was the time when the federal government aimed to rebuild the South and integrate formerly enslaved African Americans into society as free citizens with political rights. However, the panic shifted national priorities away from these goals for several reasons. First, the financial crisis demanded immediate attention. The focus shifted to stabilizing the economy, rescuing failing banks and businesses, and addressing the widespread unemployment. This diversion of political energy and resources meant that Reconstruction policies aimed at racial equality and rebuilding Southern society took a backseat. Second, the panic weakened the Republican Party, which had been the main advocate for Reconstruction and civil rights for freedmen. As the economy worsened, many Northerners blamed Republicans for the downturn. This loss of public and political support made it easier for Southern Democrats and white supremacist groups to regain control in the South. Additionally, the federal troops stationed in the South to enforce Reconstruction laws and protect African Americans were increasingly withdrawn. By the year 1877, these troops were redeployed closer to industrial centers in the North to manage labor unrest, such as the Great Railroad Strike of 1877. This left Southern African Americans vulnerable to violence and intimidation. The economic crisis accelerated the end of Reconstruction. The federal government's retreat from the South allowed the rise of Redeemer governments dominated by white Democrats. These groups rolled back many Reconstruction-era advances, including civil rights protections for African Americans. This marked the beginning of the Jim Crow era, which institutionalized racial segregation and disenfranchisement. In summary, the Panic of 1873 caused a severe economic depression that shifted national focus away from Reconstruction. The resulting political and military changes undermined efforts to protect and advance the rights of freed African Americans. This led to the premature end of Reconstruction and the rise of segregationist policies in the South. The economic crisis played a key role in shaping the post-Civil War racial and political situation in America.